Live from the BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck. Hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack. Starring Oliver the Cat. Written by Barry Laminack. Produced by Barry Laminack. Directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack. Featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
What's up, you damn dirty deckheads? Welcome to Barry on Deck. I am your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for being here. Today is Tuesday. Tuesday, April 29th, 2025. And this is episode number 933, I think, of Barry on Deck. Welcome to the show. Yes, 933. Welcome to the program. Hey, hello. Hi, how are you? Good to see you, folks. Boy, your boy was scrambling to get here. I, at about 1:40 today, was down in Webster, Texas. Scrambling. I gotta go. I got shit to do. Gots to get out. Told her down, said, are you in middle school with your crackling voice? Yes. Hopefully at some point during the show today, my balls will drop. Excuse me. Yeah, hopefully at some point. I've been talking a lot lately, and 2 cigars in 2 days doesn't help with the old voicey voice. So yeah. Plus I think I got a little drainage happening. Wait a second. I feel like I'm missing something on my desk. You ever get concerned that sometimes, this is just for the fellas. Fellas, you ever get concerned that sometimes your wife just comes in and starts cleaning your shit? You ever get concerned that sometimes your wife comes in, starts cleaning your shit, and you're like, where'd all my shit go? Yeah. I feel like something's missing. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not, I can't place it. I don't know what's going on. So I got to figure it out. But, welcome to the show, welcome to the program. So I don't know. I'm a little bit discombobulated. So I had a meeting down south, is where I stay. Had a meeting down south with my boy Dustin Sims today. Started at, I don't know, 11 o'clock. Supposed to be there at 10:30. Had shit get done this morning. Supposed to be there, 10:30, but getting other shit done. But down south in Webster, and finally got out of there at like 1:40 to try to get up here at a decent hour. And then I get here, and I tell you what, I knew that we lost lights while I was gone, because for some reason, when we lose lights now, the fans on our patio, the lights go on. I mean, I know why. It's of no concern to you. You don't give a shit. But I got home from the road, and yesterday went outside to do some work on the patio and smoke a cigar, and the lights were on. I was like, oh, well, we lost lights while I was gone. And it didn't register, oh, I should probably be concerned about the computer. You know what I mean? I never think about that until I get in to start the show. But I come in to start the show, and I turn on the computer, and that is the message that I get from my computer. And I was like, oh shit. Boot failure detected. Load optimized defaults, then boot. Load optimized defaults, then reboot, or enter the BIOS. And I was like, oh, shit. That's not good at all. It's been a while since I've done any IT, deep dive troubleshooting. But when I saw that, I know that's not good. I was like, oh boy, when you start getting boot failure detected from the BIOS, it's like, fuck. That's when I was like, oh boy, this is dead in the water. But your boy still has it a little bit. Got it up and running. So we good to go. Mark! Buddy! Thank you for resubscribing for 32 months, my friend. So we up and running. But apparently, yeah, it's, boy, closer and closer every day to that somebody just dying on the vine. So we are here. We're doing it. I have so many thoughts on sports. Should be 36. I know. I don't know what's up with it. It's weird. Everybody's missing a few months. I don't know why that is. Bitch, I only sleep. BIOS. Yeah. I don't know why there's I know Donna's missing some time on hers. Everybody's missing a few months on their subs, and I don't know why that is. I don't know what Twitch did or, I don't know what the fuck happened. But I appreciate you resubscribing, sir. Very much so. All right, well, let's get into it because I have thoughts. I have something. We're going to look. I'm going to be honest with you. Your boy watched absolutely 0% of the draft. I have no idea who the Texans have taken. None. I was knee deep off in it on the road. The road was a little crazy for me. It was a lot of driving and, a lot of working, very little. I had no live television. Tony said the Texans took Jalen, all 6 of them. I guess I should go look, but we had no TV in the Airbnb. I mean, we had Roku. We had no live TV. We had no, but I was heads down anyways. I took my shit. I was making merch when I wasn't on stage. It was a 14-hour drive from here to Albuquerque, but I didn't go straight to Albuquerque. We left Thursday and drove to Dallas, and we ended up doing a show in Dallas Thursday. Got a hotel in Dallas, and then drove to Albuquerque Friday, which was only then about a 10-hour drive with stops and gas and whatnot. Got there, went straight to the club, did a show, crashed out, got up, made merch all day, literally made merch all day, went to the club, did 2 shows, crashed out, got up, drove 14 hours home. That was literally my entire weekend. No sightseeing, no hanging out, didn't even get to smoke a cigar while I was on the road. Literally stayed in an Airbnb making merch. That was my whole trip. No fun. No crazy road stories, really. I'm trying to think. Anything really crazy. Oh, I do have one kind of funny thing. A video will be coming out of it, though. Because it happened on stage. So I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to tell you the road story and then post the video later. You're going to have to wait for the video. So that'll be that. Normally I share the road stories with you because there's no videos. There's a video of this one and it happened on stage and I'll be posting that eventually. Yeah. Other than that, really, really boring. Lots of driving. I mean, you figure what? From my house to Dallas, roughly 3 hours. I did a lot of driving now that I think about it. I had a law firm that I did a show for God, when was that? It's all running together now. Yeah, I did the law firm on Wednesday. Yep. Law firm Wednesday in Dallas. So I drove to Dallas, had a private gig at a law firm on there, drove back home, got up, drove back to Dallas again on Thursday, got up, drove to Albuquerque, performed there on Friday night, Saturday night, got up, drove home from Albuquerque to Houston on Sunday. How many miles is that? That's a lot of miles. What's going on over here on my phone? Why is my phone going off? It's supposed to be on silent, so I am not interrupted during my show. Quiet on the set. How many miles is that? Let's see. Dallas, Texas. My house to Dallas. Roughly. And we'll just do downtown. Let's see. 223 miles one way. Terrence said too damn many miles. So 446 day one plus 223 that Thursday. And then we went Dallas to Albuquerque, which I still don't know how to fucking spell. That was 649 miles. Lord Jesus. And then we went Albuquerque to Spring, Texas, which was 862 miles. Good Lord. I drove from Wednesday to Sunday, 2,180 miles. That's a lot of goddamn miles. That's a lot of goddamn miles. What's up, Chuck? No, I wouldn't. No. Chuck said, have you tried putting your name in the bucket for Kill Tony? I wouldn't do Kill Tony if it was the last option in comedy. I am vehemently opposed to the whole concept of Kill Tony. I think it's fucking stupid. I think it's punching down. I think it's in many ways, it's just a bunch of dudes taking cheap shots at people. And I mean, they always defend it. Well, but he gives so many people a break and he gives people an opportunity. Yeah. And for every one person that he gives a break, he humiliates and denigrates and, dehumanizes 10 comics. So I'm all for a good roast and I'm all for talking shit, but nah. Cause I'd probably end up trying to fight that motherfucker if he was talking some shit to me. Just, fuck that smug dude. I know, Chuck, everybody comes on this show and says, but Trey was on there. I get it. I know. And what'd that get him? You know what I mean? Plus, I'm not a new comic. I mean, I'm not some guy that's 2 years into my career. Going on Kill Tony benefits me in no way, shape, or form at this point. A lot of people are like, well, but you're not famous now, and it's not going to make me famous. I have worked with comics that have been on Kill Tony, and they were fucking awful. Because 1 minute, even if you have a great minute, isn't going to make your career. And it's not going to make your career unless they want it to make your career. And they have to get behind you and push you and constantly bring you back and put you on over and over and over and make you a regular. And then, there has to be so much synergy and energy and drive behind that 1 minute from Tony and everybody else. Otherwise, they just need a punching bag. Nah, I ain't the one. I'm a grown ass man. And you're not going to try to fucking humiliate me just so you can make a few dollars for your podcast. That ain't me. I'm just vehemently against it, and I always have been. So, from the get-go. I mean, I did a show in Bastrop, which, by the way, I'll be there Saturday. I did a show in Bastrop last year, and the chick that featured for me was on Kill Tony. And she got a golden ticket. In fact, she was on there and they were like, she was like, yeah, I live in my van and I sell artwork. And they were like, what? You live in your van and you sell artwork? That's crazy. And there was one guy who was like, are you serious? And she goes, yeah. He goes, I tell you what, you're going to go on the road for me. You're going to go on the road with me for like 3 months. And I'm going to put you up in a hotel, or 2 months or whatever. I was like, wow, that's great. She wasn't good. Like she was okay. She was kind of struggling during the show. And you haven't really heard anything from her since. Again, it's just this good old boy, frat daddy bullshit. I mean, I don't mean to be taking this out on you, Chuck. Don't worry. I'm not attacking you. I just get triggered when people think Kill Tony is something great. Because as a comic, I see it for what it really is. And I know, like, fans seem to enjoy it because I don't want to say they don't know better. That's not fair. But I think I just look at it a little bit differently. You know what I mean? There's a misconception, I guess a misconception about what it is. And at least I have my ideas of what it is. And I'm saying this publicly. Anybody could clip this and post it or send it to them. And quite frankly, I don't give a fuck. I never have. I think it's horseshit. So, and I would tell him that. So, Chuck goes, some bitch, I asked the wrong question. You're not the first one to ask it. And this is not the first time I've gone on this diatribe. It's just, but everybody always brings it up and then brings up Trey, and it's like, I get it, but it's not the end all be all. And now it's even more popular because it's on Netflix, and I watched it and it was the same reaction. And everyone's like, oh, but he does so much. Yeah, I get it. So whatever. No, I appreciate that, Chuck. And that's why that's why people genuinely ask. People genuinely ask because they want to see me go in there and succeed. I totally understand that's why. And I don't think there's any malice in why people ask. Trust me. I know people are asking because they're like, man, that could be great for your career. I totally get that. But that's just not my lane. You know what I mean? I will say this. Your boy has something in the works. Okay. Your boy has something in the works what's up, Brian? Your boy has something in the works that I think, this is a minor clue. Your boy has something in the works that I think, if executed correctly, could be big. Could be real big. I have been working on this now for a while. I have talked about it with some people whom I value their opinion greatly. It's social media kind of based. I mean, it's all based around like stand-up comedy and social media and stuff. But really and truly, I just got through talking about it with Dustin Sims, who has now 1.1 million followers on social media. He just had a month where he added 90,000 followers on his Facebook page. fucking nuts. Trey's the one that gave me the idea. And then I just got off the road with Kanice, who is now like killing the game. Every video is hitting 200K. But in his social media is just growing exponentially. And when I ran it by him and we started discussing it, he goes, Barry, that's literally $1 million idea. So I'm super excited about it. And I think that I just have to execute and get it done and make sure that, that I stay consistent with it and do it. That's going to be the hard part is not just doing it, but staying consistent with it and get it done. But everyone that I've talked to whose opinion I value, is like, this could be the thing. This could be the thing. And so that's kind of more where my lane is. You know what I mean? That's how I'm going to make it, is social media and stuff like that. So we'll see. We'll see. No, not BiffNet. Lord knows. God knows. Nope, not a BiffNet thing. But it'll be starting soon, I hope. But we shall see. All right, we got a lot to do. And William Montgomery is hilarious. See, that's the thing. I don't want there to be a misconception that, I don't want there to be a misconception that I don't think that the comics that have come from Kill Tony, like some of them are fucking hilarious, right? Some of them, like William Montgomery and a few of the others, nothing but respect for those guys and gals. Some of them are fantastic. I think some of them are kind of hacky. I think some of them are kind of like, well, not my style, I should say. I'm not going to say none of them are not funny. Like I said, Andy Huggins taught me that a long time ago. I'll never say somebody's not funny. I'll just say they're not for me. Because people will tell me that all the time. You're not funny. I'm like, well, that's weird because I just sold out 2 of 3 shows in Albuquerque and fucking murdered. Just murdered. They seem to think I was pretty funny. So the fact that you don't doesn't mean I'm not funny. It just means I'm not for you. So that's what I always say. I don't say somebody's not funny anymore. They're just not for me. I don't think they're funny. But I think some of those folks that come off that show are fucking hilarious. But again, it's just not my lane, not my style. So, all right, we got some shit to do. Yeah. We got to get to, what is happening? What the shit? What?
Heck yeah!
Holy shit! Mom 1 threw up? What is that? Oh. Yo, why'd you change the name? God damn it, Sauce God. You have one of the best names on Twitch. Oh, son of a bitch. First of all, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. That is fucking amazing. You're the tits. Sandoval got a gifted sub. Flip got a gifted sub. Big Art 3515 got a gifted sub. FJ got a gifted sub. And One Deep got a gifted sub. Mom. Do I have to call you Mom? This sounds really weird now. This is fucking so weird. But Mom 1 threw up. Thank you for the gifted sub. You're the best. Much appreciated. I'm drinking Chick-fil-A Diet Coke. But much love to you. Sandoval, what's up? I will say, Sauce God Meatwad was just fucking impeccable. But is there like a story behind Mom 1 threw up? Is there a story behind it? No, don't go back. Like if you have a reason for it, stick with it. But God, I love Sauce God Meatwad so much. This is just fucking amazing. I giggle still every time I see it. But now that I know that's you, I'm good. I know that's you. But it's going to be weird calling you Mom for a while. Donna. Fucking love you, Donna. Donna's on that ass, boy. Donna's on. There's your free sub. There you go, Flip. Cheap son of a bitch. Fucking love you, Donna. That's hilarious. Oh my God. Jen!
Heck yeah!
Thank you for the 100 bits, sweetie.
Heck yeah!
Oh, what the fuck? Cisco!
Heck yeah!
The shit is happening.
Heck yeah!
Holy shit. What is happening right now? Jenna threw in 100 bits.
Heck
It didn't
yeah.
even fire off. Cisco, what does Mom say?
Heck yeah.
It was Mom 1 threw up because I had to wake my parents up with
Heck
that
yeah.
at 2 a.m. But then I was taken, so it was a 1.
Heck
Mom,
yeah!
oh, Mom, I threw up. That's hilarious, dude.
Heck yeah!
Fucking Cisco. 10. Cisco, did you
Heck
already
yeah.
get your income tax check back? What the fuck is that? What is happening? God damn, what is going on around here? Are we almost at level 5? Am I going to have to show Titty already back? What is happening? What is happening? Holy shit. We're almost a level 5 hype train already?
Heck
Level
yeah.
4 achieved? Jesus, oh my God, there it is. Son of a
Heck yeah.
bitch. Oh, Jesus. Now, sorry, Jen.
Heck
You
yeah.
did this to you, Jen. You're in on this. You're part of this now.
Heck yeah.
You know what that means? Level 5 means titties come out.
Heck yeah!
Level 5
yeah.
means titties come out, Jen. You have you to thank. What up, CC?
Heck yeah!
CC said, man, look at all those cheapos. Damn it, no, Jen, don't you go nowhere. I got you before you could leave. Amos said, turn the screen off. Yo, man, kiss my ass. My titties is precious. Now, listen. Told her, I said, y'all all kiss my ass. I have beautiful titties. It's the beard that's not very attractive. Them titties is fire. Jen said, well, now I'm dead. You know what's sad? Is I have to look at these all the time. You think it's bad because you have to look at them for 2 seconds on the damn live stream? I have to look at these every time I take my shirt off. Imagine Nora has to look at these. Oh my God. All right, we got to catch up. Holy shit. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, Cisco with the fucking 10 gifted subs. Who got him? Who got him? Who got him? Jesus Christ, Cisco. Did you get your tax refund, bro? So Cisco gave gifted subs to Tyler Hero 18, Dallas Hater 69, Nadu 6, Uriel Villanueva, Lopex 7, Tiger Stripes Media, Tony the Handsome, Peaches Yogurt, Perry, and Cheshire Cat 1, 2, 3. Let's get it. And then Mom, I threw up is back. He had to match the 10 is what it was. He had to match the 10. So it's 6 more. Actually, I had to 1 him up. So thank you, Mom. I threw up. Sir, what the fuck? Segura I don't know what the fuck gaming, some shit. I don't know what that is. Keyslayer Cressy 10 today plot 215. I don't know how to say none of these fucking names. Okay, I know the real J Monkey. I know that. My boy Justin Swinny Poo. What's up, pimp? This is wild. This is cray cray. So we got 21 gifted subs. Jesus Christ, you guys are insane. And then Truck Driver Pookie resubscribed. He said, never forget. Flip's still on my hit list. Did you time him out? Did you time him out? Did you? Did I miss it? Did you time out Flip? Oh, that's fucking hilarious. Oh my God, that's fucking hilarious. All right, well, we're at level 5. First of all, we got to do the shot. That's number 1. And Cisco, I saw your AMAA. I'm going to get to it, I promise. I did not miss it. First of all, we got to do the shot. Because we're at level 6 now. God damn. People are crazy. He ain't got enough points. What did Tony say? Tony the Ugly, as I'm known on 97.5 Twitch. Oh. The conductor hat always makes me think of the conductor cow bit. Oh. Yeah, it always hurts my forehead, though. I don't know why D Mata bought me that little ass hat. Rest in peace to D Mata. But hey, drink, drunk, man. Thank you guys we're off into this fucking level 6 hype train. This shit is amazing. 8%. You guys are the titties, man. And don't worry, I didn't forget. And then, oh yeah, shit, I forgot. Fucking Chuck's over there on the goddamn. He's sending a super chat, which didn't fire off. I don't know why the super chats. I added it. I swear to God. I added a super chat alert. And I guess I didn't do it right because it didn't fire off. But Chuck, thank you for the super chat. Y'all can't see it, but here I can put this up. Chuck sent in a $5 super chat. It's right there. He put bad question. You good, Chuck? I'm telling you, you're good, pimp. You're good. And then Total Dallas sent in a $5 super chat. And Total Dallas said, no such thing as a bad question, Chuck. Especially if you ask me anything about anything in front of it. Well, now that's true. If you ask me anything about anything, hey, just do what you do. Yes, rest in peace to D-Mod. All right. I missed you guys yesterday. Sorry, but your boy was fucking exhausted after all that driving. 2,100 miles in, what'd I say, 5 days? Wednesday through Sunday? That's a lot of driving. How far is it from one coast to the other? How far is it from like LA to New York? I don't know how far that is. Los Angeles to New York is like 4,000 miles, right? So I drove halfway across the country. Oh man, it's taking forever. What the fuck? Oh, I stand corrected. Los Angeles to New York is 2,777 miles. I drove to almost 2,200 miles. So I almost drove cross country from Wednesday to Sunday. So that's why we didn't have no show yesterday. But drink, drunk. I fucking love you guys, man. Thank y'all for this dope ass hype train, man. It's the titties. This is a hella cool way to be welcome back to the show. So it is complete. Level 6 hype train. 8% complete. It says your community contributed to 22 gifted subs and 100 biddies. That's courtesy of Jen, because you know biddies rhymes with titties. Ain't that right, Jen? Okay, gotcha. Hey man, cheers everybody. Love y'all. Oh, that made my tongue burn. What the fuck? That's crazy. The fuck is that about? That's weird. I know, Donna. Isn't that wild? 856 miles from Orange to El Paso. When I do work El Paso, it's fucking crazy. It's crazy. How fucking long it takes just to, you like drive, I want to say it's like 11 hours and you're still in Texas. It's insane. All right. So real quick, before we continue, because, you know, I know that, this is why, you're here. Jen! What? Wow, I blacked out for a second. Stop. for Jen. Okay. I just had to get her attention so she could see it. The last time I drove over 2,000 miles was 15 years ago. Nate said anyone else hard. Yeah, me? Last time I drove over 2,000 miles was 15 years ago. I slept the entire day after and vowed to never do it again, and I haven't. Yep. Shut up, Cisco. Cisco said I had to turn the brightness down on my phone. Kiss my ass. It probably did get weird for a second. Not gonna lie. All right. Cisco's asked me anything about anything was if you actually make a Black Don't Crack, but this family might, do you have to give ChatGPT credit? I would. So if we actually end up making the movie, yes, then I will give ChatGPT writing credit. Absolutely. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to pretend like it didn't have something to do with it. 100%. I'm not going to run from that. There are some people that will. They'll do stuff like that. You know what I mean? They'll use ChatGPT and then won't. They'll pretend like, oh, we didn't do it. Nah, fuck that. Because that's the whole point. That would be the whole point of it. So, yeah. I would 1,000% give it a writing credit. Have to, I don't know. I don't think it's like a requirement. You know what I mean? You don't have to. Hold on, let me see. Is that just the one? Yeah. Uh-oh. Are you sure you want to remove all from the queue? Yes. What the shit? Okay. Oh, no. Get search. Okay. So, yeah, I totally would. So let's start with the draft. Plus, ChatGPT would snitch and testify in court. Yeah, true that. I bet it would snitch. It's kind of a hoe like that. Take Greyhound so you can sleep. That's not a bad idea, but bro, Greyhound. No, Greyhound is like, I don't. I wish I'd rather fly, but I don't know. I was taking Kanice with me to feature, and it just made more sense to drive this time around. If I was going by myself, I would have flown, but I was taking Kanice, so we drove. So let's talk draft for a moment. I would like to know, for those of you, here's what I want. Everybody in the chat, I want you to put the team that you root for, and then next to that, I want you to put yes or no based on if you are happy with your team's draft. So if you're a Texans fan, I just want you to write Texans space yes or Texans space no. If you're a Cowboys fan, write Cowboys space yes, Cowboys space no. So Chuck's in, he said Cowboys no. Because I want to get a feel, because again, like I said, I was out, I was busy. But I want to know where the fans stand on how your teams did. Like, what are your thoughts on the draft? I am going to, in the meantime, pull up grades from, I'd like to see a few different sources. But one that I usually like the most, and I've said it a million times on this show, I feel like CBS usually does a pretty decent job of pre and post draft coverage. So I'm going to pull up CBS, but I'm going to also pull up ESPN. I'm going to pull up Yahoo, and I'll probably pull up The Athletic as well, just because I have a prescription to them. So What the shit? Oh, this is okay. So this was this the rankings? This is my spin on draft grades. I rank the classes 1 to 32. Okay. All right. I was like, what does this mean? I don't understand this. What up, Dre? And let's see here. Okay. So everybody's checking in. So Dre, what we're doing is I want you to put your team that you root for and yes or no if you were happy with their draft or not. Okay? So if you were a Cowboys fan, put Cowboys and then yes if you like what they did in the draft, or no if you don't like what they did in the draft. All right? And then I'm kind of going to go through those, and at the same time, we'll go through some draft grades for everybody. And again, I'll say, didn't get to watch a lot of the draft. So, yeah. In fact, I'm literally just now as we are talking, looking at the Texans draft picks. Literally. Linda, listen. I'm literally looking Jaden Higgins. Texans first pick, second round. Okay. I like it. Texans grabbed 2 wide receivers in the first with their first 3 picks. So they had 4 picks in the top 100, 2 in the top 50. They went wide receiver, offensive tackle, wide receiver. Wow. That's kind of interesting. Is that? That's kind of weird. Am I missing something? Does anybody know the reasoning behind this? Can someone help me out with this? Why, pray tell? Oh, fuck. I forgot to tweet the show out. Well, let me do it now. Could somebody explain to me the thought process behind taking 2 receivers from the same team? That seems kind of odd, right? I mean, that seems like you don't see that very often. I'm going to go ahead and share this whole window. We're going to look at this together. But that's a bit of a conundrum. Texans go round 2, pick 1. They trade out of the first round. What up, Heartthrob? So they trade out of the first round and they give up the number 25 pick. They trade with the Giants, if I recall. And they get that pick. They get round 2, pick number 34. And then they also have pick 48. So they take Jaden Higgins from Iowa State. Then they get their tackle. But then they take Jalen Noel, also from Iowa State. So they take 2 receivers from the same team. And then they go cornerback running. Did they only scout like 3 fucking teams? What is happening? They get another kid from Iowa. Did they only visit like 2 states? What the shit? That's weird. It's like they only went like Big Ten, SEC. I don't know. Iowa State. Is Iowa State still in the Big 12? I think they are, right? God, now I'm so confused now. Jeez. Where is Iowa State? They're still in the Big 12, right? Have to be. I don't even know with all the changing of the guard and all the... They probably were because they were probably one of the good ones left. Yeah, they were. Big 12 still. Okay. Yeah, 7-2. I'm looking at Iowa State now. Statistically. So Higgins was second on the team in receiving. 87 catches, 1,183 yards, averaged 13.6 yards per reception. His long reception was 39. He had 9 touchdowns. So they take him first. Jalen Noel actually led the team in receiving yards with 1,194. That's only 11 more yards. But he averaged 1.3 yards more than Higgins on 8 less catches, had 1 less touchdown, and had a long of 75. Statistically, he had a better year than Higgins, but the Texans chose Higgins. Interesting. And maybe it's because Higgins is 6'4", 215. They're both 22 years old, but Noel is 5'11", 200. So, I don't know. Interesting, though. Okay. Well, they said, damn, how many Jadens did they get? Yeah, so you got Jalen. Jeez. Jalen Noel, Jalen Smith, Jalen Reed, Jaden Higgins. Ariante, Ursery. I'd love to see where all these folks graded out at. Yeah, Grayling said bust protection. Well, I think you would have to also first assume, though, that Iowa State, that their passing game was elite. Where did they rank amongst all college teams in passing? Let's see. Oh, come on, for fuck's sake. Stats. Team. Offensive leaders. Rushing. Passing. Yeah, Iowa State was not. Yards wise, they were. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. 21st. 21st in the country. Okay. I mean, they had 2,000-yard receivers, 1,200 yards each, or 1,100 yards each, something like that. 1,200, I guess. I don't know. Okay. So let's run through. Yeah, that's what it's going to look like, right? Like, Jalen, get over here. And here comes Petrie. Dre. Do the Jalens share the same contract? Cal McNair thoughts. That's funny. They're all going to be like, you can just see Cal like, I'm so confused right now. They just go to Cal and be like, hey, we drafted Jalen. Yes. Hey, we drafted Jalen. You already told me that. So they ended up with 2 receivers, an offensive tackle, a cornerback, a running back, safety, a quarterback, which Chuck was mentioning. You're not sure why they drafted a quarterback out of Florida. I mean, that's one of those, hey, he's here. That was probably a best available type situations because let's be honest, at this point, what you're doing is depth. You're like, hey, that guy might be better than old Nick McNickerson. You know what I'm saying? Might be like, well, we've seen what that Nick do. So then they got a defensive tackle and a tight end. And then whoever this was gave them a grade A on day 1, A+ on day 2, and a C on day 3. Okay. I'm surprised they didn't make more moves. I'm surprised they didn't move up, but they had 2 picks in round 2, 2 picks in round 3, 1 in round 4. Okay. But they got an A- for their grade. CBS. Oh, kiss my entire ass. Let's see. What draft grade did they get from Yahoo? They got a B. The Athletic ranks this by, they did a rankings like 1 through 32. Oh, let's see. Not good. Oh, 24th. Favorite pick, Jalen Noel. Day 3 pick, who could surprise Jalen Reed. So that's that. Okay. All right, let's go back real quick. Let me see here. So I asked you, put the name of your team, and did you like their, hold on, let's see. Oh, here we go. This is what I wanted. Yes. The draft tracker. Yes. Yes. And the reason I pulled this up was just so I could maybe, read a little bit about them. Texas needed more after Nico Collins at receiver. They get a very similar profile prospect in Higgins. Like Collins, the physically blessed Higgins could be a late bloomer who really thrives a few years into his career. That's what they said about Jaden Higgins. All right, so I asked you, list your team and then put yes or no after the team name, whether you liked what they did in the draft or not. All right, so keep that in mind as we go through this. So I'm going to be listing down below what you put. Chuck said Cowboys, no. Mark G, Bears, yes. Tiger Stripes, 49ers, yes. All caps. Titan Hugo, surprised he's a Titans fan. He said yes. Donna, Texans, yes. Total Dallas, Cowboys, no. Mom, I threw up. Texans, yes. All right. Truck driver Pookie's being an asshole, but Cowboys suck. That's not what I asked for. Flip said Texans, yes. Alex Villanueva, Texans, yes. Amos, Saints. It's kind of been the run they're on. CC, Cowboys, yes. Roll, motherfucking tide, roll. All right. Let's see who else. Cisco, Cowboys. I liked it as much as I like getting pegged.
At TD Pookie Go Cowboys, biceps.
Yep. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Somebody just got time to fuck out. You got knocked the fuck out. Total Dallas just timed out truck driver Pookie. Potch got him. Goodbye, truck driver Pookie. Y'all remember truck driver Pookie? It's like he was just here. It's so sad. It's so sad. It's so sad. How do I say goodbye? Oh, I need to play the music. Still don't have the video fixed, but goddamn it, I can play the timeout music, can't I? You goddamn right I can. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye, have a great time.
Get the fuck out of here, you fucking
fucking accuser!
Get out.
Well, see you later.
Get out of here.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, Pookie.
See you later, fucker.
All right. He gone. Let's keep going. Let's see what else we got here. We had Alex with the C, Amos with the CZ with the yes, roll motherfucking tide. Roll. Who else we got? Pookie told it Alice. Cisco said Cowboys. I like it as much as I like getting pegged. And as a Cowboy fan, I love getting pegged. That was awkward. Let me see. Who else? Let's see. 3. Who else? I love when people would rather mention my team before their own. Andre said Cowboys. Okay. Tyler's. What's up, man? Tyler said Super Bowl champion Eagles. Hell yeah. Okay. I usually don't care about the draft. I just want to see W's on the field. Well, that's where W's are made, brother. That's where W's are made, brother. That's the kitchen. That's where you bake up the dubs, man. The draft. All right, I got a little weird on that. Let's see. I'm on it. Basically, the size. Theirs was Chuck by the Texas draft QB. Heartthrob. Let's see. Philip McNair's bust protection. Yep. Broncos, yes. So Jeff Bell said Broncos, and yes. What a potch. Luke, Lashy, son of Nick. Oh, that's Lachey. I said Lashy. Jesus Christ. Did I really just do that? The fuck? Yes, I did. I thought Lachey was spelled different than that. And I'm an idiot. Let's see. Total Dallas, thank you for the 100 bits. He said, Jalen, get in the field. Flag for too many men on the field. That's funny. By the way, why is that alert not popping off? Because I haven't seen either alert yet. For Jared Taylor's 100 bits didn't pop off. Jared, thank you for the 100 bits, dude. I don't know why the fucking bits are not popping off. I don't get it. Why aren't the fucking alerts flying off? What's going on here, brother? I don't get it. I'm going to have to look at that. All right. The alerts seem to not be working. Yeah, I literally just read that, and then I see your note. Yeah, I need to figure that out, Potch. I need to climb up in the Twitch under the hood. AJB, what up, pimp? AJB said, what? Yes, start watching. Oh, shush. I'm hearing myself in my ear now. AJB said Falcons, yes. Eric said Texans, yes. I think Miami missed a couple of golden opportunities early, but overall, I didn't hate their draft. So obviously, Philip said, fuck your rules. I don't follow your assignment because that wasn't the goddamn question, heartthrob. I wanted Miami yes or Miami no. I didn't want a goddamn story or a diatribe. I wanted Miami yes, Miami no. Don't be a fuckface. Rob. Jesus Christ. Let's see. Don't give Purdy $50 million. He ain't that great. True that. Everyone was taking our players like our draft board was leaked. Our players. Ain't your players. Did you take them? You raggedy bitch. Is that why you made me read it? You son of a bitch. I just clipped Barry saying I love getting pegged. I think that'll be my new text notification. I hate you so much. So much. Kiss my ass. And then Jen's gonna laugh at that. Really? 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 Oh, that really? Got Dre out here laughing at you. All of y'all can suck it. Alerts are dead. Wow. Thanks for clearing that up, Brian. Thanks. What the fuck is happening right now? I got Brian coming in 20 minutes after I declare alerts are dead to tell me that the goddamn alerts are dead. I got Cisco tricking me into saying I like being pegged, which is almost not true. Listen, everybody in this chat can kiss my ass. Okay? Everybody. Let me see if I can fix the alerts. I'm just going to stop because I know more than anything, that's what CC loves. Is when the show is rolling and there's momentum and everything is cooking. What CC loves is when I bring the whole... No, not you, Donna. God, not you. You are the sweetest. But what CC loves is when I bring the show to a grinding halt to fix something. That's her favorite. So that's what we're going to do right now. Oh, kiss my ass. Justin. Hey, bro. Think something might be up with the alerts. I hope... You know what? I hope we sell Denver to Canada to cover some of these goddamn tariffs. I really do. I hope that you have to become a goddamn Canadian citizen and then you have to learn French. I do. Kiss my ass. I do want to talk about, and we're going to get into some individual stuff, but let's just chat a moment, shall we? Let's just wrap a taste. Let's just wrap a taste. Are you coming back? Shut up, Amos. Kiss my ass after I like being pegged is wild. It's the best time to kiss it. Jared, God damn it. I'm working on it. I'm trying to conduct a show and still, like, on the sly, work on the alerts. It is not as fucking easy as you would think to troubleshoot Twitch alerts. Kiss my ass, everybody. Fuck. It's not as easy as you would think, okay? It's just not. Y'all are killing me. Killing me, Smalls. Killing me. Thank you for the 500 bits, Cisco, you raggedy bitch. I want to know why it's not working. I want to know what I don't know. I think I found it. Well, we'll see if that works now. Oh, God damn it, Jared. Jared, thank you for the 1,000 bits. And the 100 bits. Cisco, thank you for the 500 bits. I just need to see. I just need to do a test. That wasn't what it was supposed to be. That was so fucking whack. The fuck was that? What was that pretty shit? What was that pretty shit? That was not what that was supposed to be. New follow. That wasn't what that was supposed to be. What the fuck was that? This is not. Let's see. Okay, that works. Get the fuck out of here. Very nice. Okay, yeah, that worked. That worked. Total Dallas, thank you for the 1 bit. Not working. Still not. Oh, I fucking hate life so much right now. Let me see. Nope. Okay, I'm just going to go back to the old fucking bits. I'm Just going back to the old ones. So, nope, not that either. Let's talk about Shedeur Sanders, shall we? Because my boy Kanice and we debated about this pretty significantly back and forth over the weekend as it talked about him falling in the draft. And, you know, there was discussions about, was it a narrative on one person's part that caused this? Was it his own fault? Was it a hit job? Was it, you know, what was it? Total Dallas, thank you for the 1 bit. Just let Oliver and Spencer walk on the keyboard. No. Okay. He asked me, why is it happening? Why is he falling? And I'll be honest with you in my response to him at first. I was like, cause he's trash, bro. I was like, because he's trash. Now, in hindsight, and later on, I was like, look, maybe trash is a bit harsh. Maybe that was too much. He probably doesn't deserve for me to say that, or call him trash. That's probably a little much. Because I don't think he's trash. But here is my explanation and my reasoning. First of all, do I think that people were possibly spreading or did spread an unfair narrative about him? Sure. Do I think that could have happened? Yeah. Do I know that? I don't know. Do I think it's possible? 100%. People get an agenda all of the time. Okay? People get an agenda all the time. So let's just start there. Yes, people get an agenda and they get a wild hair up their ass. Maybe they have a bone to pick with Dion. Maybe they don't like something that he did, that Shedeur did, and now they got an axe to grind with him. You don't know why people say what they say and do what they do, and then why they have an axe to grind with a guy, right? So hold on, let me see if this works. Hold on, let's see. Cheer event. That didn't make a noise though. Let's see if this works. This should be just a fake cheer event. Hey, it worked. Hey, thank you for the 1,000 bits, Robina. Robina's killing it over here. Thank you, Robina. So is it possible? Absolutely. 1,000% it's possible that Jared, it worked. Yay, Daddy fixed it. Daddy fixed it. Jared! Thank you for the 10 bits, buddy. We back in business. How about that, huh? How about Daddy fixes it on the fly? Okay. So, is it possible? Yes. Now, the other thing I will say is this. Jared, thank you for the 100 bits. It's also possible that, so if you missed it, so Jared, oh shit. Are you trying to see my butthole? I kind of feel like I've already showed titty. There's nothing left but feet, a little ball seam, and some butthole. That's it. Your pick. Jared's like, sorry, you're making a point. Oh, no, Pip. Come on. Fuck that point. No. Look, here's the thing. When it comes to Shedeur, right? I think everything that has been said can be true, right? I think it can all be true. Could someone have a narrative that they wanted to spread because they had an axe to grind with him or his dad? Yes. Could also that have been true in a way? Yes. Could he have been in a bad interview and been cocky and, you know, been a headache that people didn't want? Yes. Could he have been overrated? Yes. The way I see it is this. If you watched him play, which I did, I just felt like he wasn't that good. And the example that I gave to Kanice is Johnny Manziel. Now, I know it flies in the face of reason in 2025 to give comparisons outside of race. What? I know. You're not supposed to do that. Whenever people compare players to other players, it's always a player that is of the same race of the player being discussed. I don't give a fuck about that. What I'm talking about is when Johnny Manziel won the Heisman and then came out in the draft, I sat on ESPN Radio 97.5 here in Houston, Texas, and said, Johnny Manziel is trash. No one should draft this guy. He's not going to be a good NFL quarterback. And whoever drafts him is dumb. And people were like, he won the Heisman. And I said, no, he didn't. Mike Evans won him the Heisman, along with his ability to scramble. But that doesn't mean he's going to be a good NFL quarterback, much less even average. The same thing is true in many ways for Shedeur Sanders. Travis Hunter made Shedeur Sanders look a lot better than he really was, in my opinion. If you take Travis Hunter off the Colorado Buffaloes, but you leave Shedeur Sanders on there and just give him a bunch of college receivers, I'm not so sure that Shedeur Sanders looks as good or is as good as he is. When you have the second best player or the number 2 pick in the draft, the Heisman Trophy winner, the best receiver in football, you're going to look better than you are. And when your dad is Dion and there's hype surrounding you because of publicity and videos, and you've moved to Colorado and you've turned the shittiest program in football, or one of, into a winner, let's give him credit. The man was the quarterback of a big time turnaround for the Colorado Buffaloes. You have to give him credit for that. He quarterbacked the turnaround of one of the worst programs in football. Make no mistake about it. That is not easy. And he must be given credit for that, okay? But he also had a unicorn that he was throwing the ball to. And that was the secret sauce for Johnny Manziel. When he got in trouble, he did one of two things. He ran around in circles and took off and he was fast, or he just fucking closed his eyes and threw it up. And Mike Evans went and got it. That was it. That was Johnny Manziel's secret sauce. Now, one of those two things you can take to the NFL. But guess what? Just because you're fast and you can scramble in college, those kids are much slower than when you get to the NFL. When you get to the NFL and you run around and scramble, they can catch you. You're not going to be the fastest guy on the field anymore. And that other part, yeah, unless you get drafted by the Tampa Bay Bucks also, you're not going to have Mike Evans to throw it up to anymore. And he didn't. And even then, you're going to have all-pro corners competing with Mike Evans. And it's going to make it a lot more difficult. It's going to be harder to read defenses. It's going to be harder to pick them apart and make the right decisions and make reads and decisions at the snap and all of the things you have to do to be a good or average NFL quarterback. Johnny didn't have any of that. It's a lot different playing college football versus pro football. And when you've got elite receivers bailing you out, shit changes. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know Shadour's arm strength or, decision-making ability or anything like that, but I can just tell you from what I watched, I just don't think he was that good. I don't think he was that good. I think Travis Hunter made him look better. And I think that the sad part of this, the really sad part of this, is that people are turning this into a race issue. And that sucks. Is there truth to it? I don't know. I will tell you this. The narrative that I have seen online is that owners said they didn't want to draft him because he felt entitled. That owners didn't want to go and get him because he was too cocky. Is that, owners said take him off the board. He's too cocky, he's too entitled. Well, they said the same thing about Dion. But they still went and got Dion. To say it, and here's the thing. They said that they don't, they don't want to draft him because of race. It's a hard sell to say that when the first pick in the same draft is a black quarterback. It's a really difficult sell to say that it's purely based on race. It's really difficult to say, well, the owners are doing this because they're racist, but the first pick in the draft was a black quarterback. Most of the quarterbacks taken in most of these drafts have been black. And here's the thing that I told Kanice, okay? This is how I look at it. If owners, and specifically GMs and coaches, felt like the Shedeur Sanders was the next coming of Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Michael Vick, Jalen Hurts. And I'll just name 4 quarterbacks and I'll split them equally amongst great quarterbacks or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know why I threw Mike Vick in there, but just as a kind of a comparison, arm strength or whatever. But some problems or whatever, right? Because he had some of the off the field stuff. But if they felt like he was one of those 4 guys, that attitude that we're hearing about, this entitlement, you don't think that they would fucking get over that? He'd have been the first pick in the draft like that. If he had the talent, if he had Super Bowl caliber talent to go with Super Bowl caliber attitude, believe you me, they'll figure out the attitude. They'll figure out the entitlement. They'll look past it. They'll get over it. They'll learn to deal with it. They'll manage it if they think it will translate to Super Bowls. Because people keep bringing up, well, Eli Manning did the same. Yes, and he was highly drafted. And everyone knew that it was a fucking problem because he didn't want to go to this team or that team. Other people have done this. But their talent didn't prevent them from going early in the draft. They were still drafted high. And they also, their dad and the baggage that came with it did not prevent them. Teams were like, we'll just deal with it because their talent makes it worth it. And what I told Kanice is, I really believe that once you take all of the baggage that comes with Shedeur, whether it be his dad, his quote unquote entitlement, his poor interview, his flamboyant watch and the diamonds, which 90% of the players in this fucking draft are the same way. They're kids with money. What the fuck do you expect? But when you take all of that, if they watched the tape and went, that's a fucking winner, they don't care about this other side. They care about that side. They care about the winner side more than they care about the diamonds and cockiness and entitlement and dad. They'll get over that shit. They'll manage it. They'll figure it out. Okay? They care about this. You think Deion Sanders is the first pageant mom in the NFL? Fuck no. He's not. And he won't be the last. But what the phrase I used in regards to Shedeur Sanders, the juice ain't worth the squeeze. And I think that's what people realized. Juice ain't worth the squeeze with him. He doesn't have the skill set, at least perceived maybe right now, to be able to carry a team. At least that's what it appears like. Does that mean he won't? Does that mean he can't? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But maybe what they saw and what they think is, why am I going to waste a first round pick on that kind of talent when I know I can get him in 4 or 5? He ain't a first round talent. He went, he got drafted. And that's the other thing. Just because you think you're a first round talent, just because you believe in your heart of hearts that you're a first round talent, and you have hyped yourself in the media and in everything that you've put out, and you have told everyone that you are going number 1 and you're a first round talent, and you have gotten people to believe that, and maybe other people have said that, shit changes. This is not the first time we've seen people fall in the draft. This is not the first time we've seen people fall because of their interviews in the draft. People have come in and had bad interviews. They've come in and had bad workouts. They've come in and had bad performances in pro days. There are a lot of different reasons why people fall in the draft. The unfortunate thing is, Shedeur Sanders came in the NIL era with a lot of flash, with a dad named Deion Sanders, a lot of hype, and yeah, he came in. I'm motherfucking Shedeur Sanders, bitch. I'm going number 1. Wait, what? I'm not? How dare y'all? So you can say it all you want, but that doesn't make it so. And 32 teams didn't believe it. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times. 5th round, folks. There were plenty of teams that needed quarterbacks. We were also told this draft class was not very deep when it comes to quarterbacks. If he was that good, do you really think he would have dropped to the 5th round in a quarterback class that was this weak? No. There's something going on. It's more than just narrative. It's more than just narrative. It's more than just narrative. Okay. Well, and again, HAB said, what happened over the last month that changed his talent? He was looked at as a top 5 prospect a month ago. Again, I don't know. Like I just said, well, one, he refused to do a pro day. He refused to do the combine. He refused to do workouts. He refused to participate in anything because he was so sure that he was a first round pick. He was so sure he was the number 1 pick. So he refused to participate in any of those things that could have actually helped his cause. And I think that his tape really proved to be otherwise. Because, as I said, I don't know when you got here, AJB, but I think Travis Hunter really propped him up more so than anything. He fell to a spot where they probably be a quarterback competition. Well, he did a pro day. Okay. Browns drafted a QB before him. And again, I don't know. Sorry, my nose is itching. I'm not picking it. It's like I got dried the fuck out in New Mexico. So like my nose is like really dry. Titan Hugo said he knew he wasn't the number one pick. The Titans canceled his visit. So at the end of the day, Jen got a steal in the draft. I don't know. Total Dallas, thank you for the 100 bits. Total Dallas said, be right back and I tell my principal I'm really a gifted and talented teacher. I just think this. You can't tell me that when you are an owner, when you are a GM and your job's on the line, or you're a coach, that if Shedeur Sanders is a generational talent or an elite talent, that you look at that and decide, I don't care. I don't care that he is the best quarterback in this draft, and we need one. We're desperate for one. I don't care. We suck. We're the worst. We're the laughing stock of the NFL. But we still need a quarterback. I don't care. My job's on the line. I could be, I'm on the fucking hot seat. My coach is on the hot seat. My fans have stopped buying tickets as the owner. I got empty seats out there. It's costing me millions of dollars. I don't give a shit. This kid wears diamond watches and refers to himself in the third person like Ricky Henderson. I'll be goddamn if I'm drafting that kid. You can't tell me that. Do I think it happens? Yeah. I think to a certain degree, but not, it doesn't happen to generational talents. It doesn't happen to guys that you just can't pass on. It happens to guys that are, And I think that's where we're at with Shedeur. I think Shedeur and Dion and others felt better about themselves than most did. So, I don't know. What up, Perry? Yeah, that's a good question. Don said, how many QBs does Cleveland have right now? God, who knows? A lot. A whole lot. But I'll say this. Here's the beautiful thing about this. He got drafted. And the Browns are smart. Because they took him, it's a low risk, extremely high reward situation. Because they got a kid who has something to prove, not just to himself, not just to his team, to the entire fucking world. He can't wait for this season to get started. If there was something that drove Tom Brady to greatness, and it was being drafted in the 5th round. When did Tom Brady get drafted? Tom Brady draft round. Yes, we're talking Shedeur. We've been talking 6th round. Tom Brady was drafted in the 6th round. Being drafted in the 6th round, 199 overall, that drove Tom Brady. If Shedeur, I mean, this very well could be the best thing that happens for him. Because look, complacency is real. And if you start to borrow a quote and a phrase from the great John Wesley, when you start huffing your own farts and believe in your own press clippings and thinking you're the greatest in the world and your intensity and your work ethic doesn't match it, that's when you end up being a flop and a bust. And I'm not saying Shedeur would have done that, but I'm just saying that sometimes something like this can elevate somebody to levels of greatness that we've never seen. No one would have ever told you Tom Brady was going to end up being the greatest football player to ever walk the face of the earth. And this is an opportunity for Shedeur Sanders to do the same exact thing. But I think he kind of got slotted about where he should have been. 4th, 5th round. I'm not saying he shouldn't be in the NFL. Okay? I'm not saying, look, listen, let me tell you something. I said on this show, when the NBA draft rolled around, I looked into this camera and I told you guys, Bronny James has no business being in the NBA. He has no business being drafted. That was 1,000% who his dad is. That was a name thing. That was nepotism. He doesn't belong there. He shouldn't be there. It was bullshit. He wasted a draft spot. It was somebody else deserved to be drafted in his place. Somebody else deserves that roster spot on the Lakers. And I believed that then, and I believe it now. That was 100% selfishness on the part of LeBron. It was bullshit on the part of the Lakers just to keep LeBron happy. Rich Paul's an asshole for forcing that. All of it. I believe all of it then. I believed it then. I believe it now. But I'm also telling you right now, Shedeur Sanders belonged in the draft. He belonged getting drafted. Because I'll go back to what I said earlier. The turnaround that he did in Colorado is nothing short of a miracle. And he did it with one good receiver and no offensive line. That's not easy. But if we're going to say that, you also have to give the Heisman Trophy winner and the greatest football player in college football a lot of credit for the greatness of Shedeur Sanders as well. And I think that's what teams looked at. Well, if we subtract Travis Hunter from the mix, how good was Shedeur Sanders? Was he first round? Was he top of the draft? Whew. Travis Hunter probably made him look a lot better than he was, which is probably also why he fell some. My 2 cents. But what sucks is, what's sad is, and what I hate is that both sides of this are making it a race issue. And and maybe it is, maybe this is my ignorance. But I just don't think that now maybe owners, but I don't think that GMs and coaches, a black quarterback was taken first in this draft. You had, Bryce Young and CJ Stroud were 2 black quarterbacks that got drafted. If the talent is there, race doesn't matter. W's and wins don't have an ethnicity. So I don't think that's the case. Now, had we been talking about, a white quarterback going 1 and the next black quarterback isn't drafted until Shedeur Sanders in the 5th, then we can talk. And then there being some, bunch of scrubs going ahead of it. Yeah, let's get after it but I just don't, look, we can talk about all the quarterbacks taken ahead of him and should they have all gone. But I don't know. I don't think that's this. Because that's what people are saying. I will also say this, and I think there might be some truth to this, though. If people are saying that, look, a lot of folks in the NFL are sick of Deion shit. Or they don't like Deion. Or they don't like the Sanders family. And now that I don't know. Could I see that being the case? Absolutely. 100%. Yeah. I certainly could see that being the case. But I don't know if that's true or not. All I can tell you is, I think at the end of the day, billionaires who have billions on the line and GMs and coaches who have their job on the line value winning over everything, and they'll figure out how to deal with a problem child and his pageant mom, dad, Mad or Dom, if the talent is there, if the juice is worth the squeeze. But I just don't think that was the case with Shedeur. So, what up, Shock? Holy shit. That is exactly what I just said. I don't know when you got here, but that's exactly what I just said. This is exactly, you just put it a little more succinct than me, but I have to fill 3 hours. That's the only difference. He belonged in the draft. We just don't know if he belongs in the NFL. Chef's kiss. You just took my last 20 minutes and made it a tweet. Unfortunately, I can't do that. I have to talk. But that's it. He belonged in the draft. We just don't know if he belongs in the NFL yet. That's it. And we also, it doesn't mean he belongs in the first round. He got drafted. Not the Jews are worth the squeeze. The juice, Shock. Juice. My people. AJB said, I don't think it's about race, but if he wasn't Deion's kid, he probably would have been a first rounder. See, I still disagree with that. Amos said calling him a problem child is a reach. Well, you lingered on that S. I disagree. Well, so AJB, I can tell you on my Facebook, I definitely saw it. I definitely saw it on that and on my Twitter feed. People were 1,000% saying it's because he's black. They don't like Deion because he's black. That they want to put, I'm trying to think of what the words that were used. Essentially, they want to put proud black men in a position of power in their place. Does that happen? Absolutely, it happens. Do I think that that's what is happening here? No. Does that happen in the real world? Absolutely. But I don't think that that's what this is. I just don't. But that's what people were saying. And that's why I think that that's, you know, as I told Kanice, I was like, what I hate about that is you can't just say that every time because it loses its effectiveness. If you just say that every time you believe something should have happened the way you wanted it to happen, if you really don't believe it, it loses its effectiveness as an argument. When it really is true and good men who are having that happen to them, and we, or I truly believe, or whoever, if it's really happening, but I just don't believe that that's this case right now. And maybe it is, I don't know. I'm just saying I don't think so. But then again, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know what goes on in those draft rooms and rich white billionaires' offices and phones. I don't know. Would it surprise me? Absolutely not. You're going to ask me if I would be surprised if a bunch of rich white billionaires colluded to keep a young, brash African-American man out of the first round of the draft because he was brash? Fuck no, that wouldn't surprise me. Not one bit. But also, again, I'd be shocked if he was really, really good that they did that. So it's a tough conversation to have. It's a really tough conversation to have. And what was eye-opening to me that I didn't know when I was talking, because Kanice and I had this, we talked about this for a long time, and we argued and we went back and forth. And one thing I'll give Kanice credit for, he goes, you don't shy away from this stuff. I was like, man, I've never shied away from this conversation of race, ever. I've never shied away from it because I know it's in my heart, and I know where I fall, and I know what I truly believe in and how I truly believe. And so I don't feel like I'm ever have to be careful of what I say because I'm going to make a misstep, or what's in my heart, or, you know, people that have to be cautious are people that have shit to hide. or that are usually saying shit that they shouldn't be saying behind closed doors. And that's not me, so I don't have to worry about it. But he said something that I didn't know. He goes, you have to remember, Barry, the people that are saying those kinds of things about, well, it's racist because they want to, you know, they look at Dion and they look at Shedeur and they see them flashing. They say, well, we're gonna teach them a lesson. I said, you have to remember that we're invested in them. We're invested in the Sanders. I was like, what do you mean? He goes, oh, bro, a lot of us grew up on them. They had reality shows and they had, you know, like we've watched Shedeur grow up. I didn't know that. I was like, really? He goes, oh yeah. Dion had like a couple of different reality show things and shit. I was like, oh snap. I had no idea. He goes, yeah. So black people of a certain age and casual NFL fans specifically are really invested in the Sanders. They're really invested in Shedeur Sanders and the kids. And so because they don't watch football, they still know who they are. So they may not know that he's not great. They may not know that he's not Cam Ward, or they may not know that he's not Super Bowl caliber or whatever. They just see him not going first and think and believe what they say. You go, and I thought, wow, that's interesting. That gives me an entirely different perspective on it that I didn't have before. So I could see why people would think that or say that, especially if you just don't watch a lot of college football, but you've watched these kids grow up. You are invested in Dion as a person, as a human, as a sports figure, and as an entertainment figure. I get it. Amos said the teams that took him off their board definitely were trying to serve him a little humble pie. Well, okay. Well, let me ask you this. Do you think that those teams valued serving humble pie over a franchise quarterback? Do you honestly believe that? I'm curious. Because if we go back, let's see, NFL teams that need a QB. Here's a more detailed look at some of the teams. Cleveland, the Raiders, the Giants, the Jets, the Titans, the Steelers, and the Colts. So the Browns end up taking him. Browns are a strong contender for a first-round QB as they have a high draft pick and a need for a franchise quarterback. They eventually take him, but they don't take him in the first round. They take him in the 5th round. So let me ask you a question. Is it a fact of serving him a slice of humble pie, or is it value? Look, if the Titans ain't taking him at 1, we don't believe he's worthy of a number 2 pick. We don't think that Shedeur Sanders is... Let me pull up the complete list here. Where'd it go? Because the Browns had what? The number 2 pick in the draft, and they traded out? They could have had him. They could have taken him with the number 2 pick in the draft. They needed a quarterback, but so did the Raiders, who picked, let's see, the Giants needed one. They were the 3rd pick in the draft. The Jets, so the Browns picked 5th because they traded down from 2 to 5. Still didn't take him at 5. The Raiders were 6 and took a running back instead of him. The Jets were 7 and took a tackle instead of him. Of course, the Titans took Cam Ward over him. They made that decision. the Colts were 14. So we're not even talking top 10. The Colts at 14 decided to go Tyler Warren over him at tight end. And then you have the Steelers, who at 21, I don't think anyone would have batted an eye if the Steelers at 21 in the first round would have taken Shedeur Sanders. I think most people would have been like, oh, okay. And you're going to really have a hard, tough time selling me on the Steelers organization and Mike Tomlin trying to humble a black man and a quarterback. Because that organization and that man, that organization has been pretty much on the books as one who is very much, I think the Rooney Rule is because of them, and we know why Tomlin is in the position that he's in, and Tomlin himself. I mean, they have a black quarterback in the building. It's just going to be a tough sell for me. And they had the opportunity to do that, and they chose not to. And I don't think that they did that to serve him a slice of humble pie. I think they looked at Shedeur Sanders at 21 and went, nah, it's not worth it right here. It's not. And again, last year, both of their quarterbacks were black. The first two picks in the draft, quarterbacks were black. I mean, that's again, the number one pick in this draft was a black quarterback. The Giants took Dart, which if we look at, let's see, draft by position. Where the fuck is QB at? Oh, there we go. Ah. So it went good. Why is this not? There we go. It went Cam Ward. Hold on, let's see here. There we go. So it went Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, Tyler Shaw, I guess, Jalen Milroe, Dylan Gabriel, and then Shedeur Sanders. The only one that I'm not familiar with at all is the kid out of Louisville. The Saints took him. He's a senior. That's all I know. The Saints took him with a round 2, pick 8. No idea who the fuck that is. So I have no idea. Flip, I don't even know what Trump has to do with that. Don't be naive about the race factor. This may not be about race, but as black people who's been systematically discriminated against forever, a lot of people, the race card will never be watered down. It's similar to the believe all women saying, hold on, it cut you off, Perry. It's similar to the believe all women saying, in your opinion, it's believe all women until, well, some people say it's discrimination until. A 7-year senior. Tyler Shaw had been in college for like 7 years. Holy shit. That's crazy. Let me explain, Perry, why I disagree with you in comparing this to believe all women. Because I do. In this instance, We're talking about the NFL draft. We're not talking about rape or sexual assault. We're not talking about a crime in that regard. I understand what you're saying about systemic racism. I understand that. But it's hard for me to compare the two in this particular instance. Now, if we want to start talking about police brutality, if we want to talk about racial profiling, inequities in the workplace, I'm in. But in this particular instance, I think it is poor form to try to compare a kid whose record in school was 13-12, was it? Sliding in the draft to the 5th round. I think that's a little tough sell for me to compare that to Believe All Women, bro. Even for me. And I think you know where I stand. That's a tough sell, homie. And again, you walked in very late in this discussion, Perry. So I'm going to invite you to go back to the very beginning when I started the conversation, because you missed some context about what I said about this. Because I'm not going to repeat everything I have said. But I was very upfront about, could it? Is it possible? I addressed all of that at the beginning of this. Okay? So I just, I don't think that I'm going to, I can't, I'm not going to compare these two. These are not the same. These two are not the same. This is not even close. So, I think that, again, he has the perfect opportunity, though, to show everybody that they're wrong. Everybody. The perfect opportunity. And quite frankly, I hope he does. I hope he gets the opportunity to prove everybody wrong. But I just, and again, Kanice sharing with me about growing up with him and all that shit was I didn't even realize that was the thing. That was, I understood now some of the passion by casual fans that don't follow football. But Travis Hunter led the nation in receiving. And I think if you take that away, that's a lot different. Now you can say that for a lot of players. You know, you could certainly say that. But again, I think at the end of the day, because we could go back, somebody made a point earlier in the chat about LeVar Ball. You know, everyone wants to say, and really they want to, I don't know who's getting blamed more, Shedeur or Deion. A lot of people say they don't want to deal with Deion. Teams didn't want to have to fuck with Deion every day, or teams, and or it was Shedeur and his poor interviewing, and he came in entitled, and this, that, and the other. I assure you, he wasn't the first bad interview. You know, there's always that fine line. People say there's a fine line between cocky and confident, and this, that, and the other. Come on. You don't get to that level without a little bit of both. You don't get to that level without a little bit of both. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But I just know when you have that many teams in the first round, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams in the first round that need a QB. And even the Colts and the Steelers who could have got him outside of the top 10. I don't know. And then you don't do it in round 2, and then you don't do it in round 3. I mean, there's just when you have 7 teams, well, you go 6 because the Titans are off the list because they get their guy. Well, the Titans and the Giants get their guys. So then you go down to 5 teams, and they just keep prioritizing other needs or other guys. I don't know, man. That's a tough sell. That's a really tough sell. I don't know. What I wanted to do too, I'd be interested to see, like, what does Cam Ward, how do his numbers and some of the other guys' numbers compare? And you can't just base it off solely off numbers, but it'd be interesting to see. Hold on one second. Let's see. We didn't even get to talk. What is this? Ranking college football's best transfer portal class of 2025. Oh. Why are they showing? Oh, gotcha. That's interesting. Aggies on the front page. For what? For what? So... Kyle McCord led the nation in passing yards. Shador was 4th. 74% completion rate. Did y'all ever see that video of Cam Ward and Shador Sanders going back and forth? Some video hit social media where Cam Ward and Shador Sanders are on like the practice field together, and they're going back and forth. And Cam Ward was like, "Yeah, bro, your completion percentage is so high because all you do is hit checkdowns. If all I did was check the ball down, my completion percentage would be 90%." I was like, oh, "Damn." And then like Shador got in his face and like walked him down and shit, and then Shador took I need to find that. Where was that? Because I was like, man, and Kenise was like, "Oh no, they're boys." I was like, "Yeah, but that didn't feel right." Kenise was like, "No, that's how we fuck around." I was like, "Kenise, brother, who you do understand that I know what cutting is like, right? We used to fuck around all the time." He's like, "Yeah, my bad. I forget." I'm like, I understand what that is. The problem is it just felt a little too, there was like this twinge of harshness to it. Or like, oh, where is it? I want to find it. Because there was just like this undertone of like, okay, there's like this, I get cutting on each other. This one just, let's see if I can find it. Shador. No, I just want the short version. But I didn't know this video was out there. It popped up on my Instagram. I'm coming, man. Give me a minute. My cats are yelling at me and shit. Hold on. Let me see. Save search. Shador Sanders Cam Ward. Dang, where'd it go? Yeah, I don't think this is it. Well, I can't find it now. But it was a little awkward. And I don't know. There was like this undertone of, look, I get it when boys, are fucking around with each other. But I don't know. It just felt a little different. Amy said, yeah, him and Ward worked out together last summer. They were really hard on each other. Yeah. I would like to see the Dolphins offense with Quinn Ewers at QB. He said, Coach don't want you. What up, Walt? He was just throwing prayers to Travis Hunter like Johnny was to Evans, though I give him it was strikes. Gee, chat, does that sound familiar? It is literally the exact example I gave when I started this, Amos. I said, look. Anyways, if you came in late on the Shedeur Sanders talk, I would invite you to go back and watch from the beginning. Okay? Okay. Yeah, they've been boys for like 4 months since college football ended. So, yeah. I know, but I just wanted to see the clip. This is like 21 minutes, though. It's the 21 minutes, though. I don't want all that. That's just, oh, well. It's whatever. I can't find my history either, but I'll see if I can find it and play it tomorrow, I guess. Nonetheless, that was the exact comparison I gave was, to me, Shedeur Sanders, same reason that I said Johnny Manziel was trash when he came out and shouldn't be drafted. And maybe I was a little harsh for calling Shedeur trash, but Travis Hunter was the same thing. He was bailing Shedeur out constantly, just like Mike Evans bailed out Johnny Manziel constantly. So, all right, that's it. That's a show. Tomorrow, 21 more minutes. Nope, I'm saying he wasn't just throwing prayers like Johnny. He wasn't just throwing prayers to Travis Hunter like Johnny was to Evans, though I give him it was strikes. Oh, you're saying he wasn't just throwing. Okay. You're saying he wasn't. Well, so look. 74. He averaged 8.7 yards per pass. His longest was 69. He had 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He was sacked 42 times. He had a 168 rating. Cam Ward, Jackson Dart had averaged 10.8 yards per pass. Had the longest 75, 29 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Was sacked 28 times and had a 180 rating. And see, that's part of the problem is the 42, right? Part of it is Colorado's offensive line was trash. Got it? Absolute garbage. The other part of the problem is, the Big 12 was not a good football conference. So you're going to put up better numbers playing in the Big 12. I don't know that you probably put up those same numbers at Colorado with that O-line playing in the Big 10 or the SEC if you're Shedeur. But you got to play who you play. That's just a fact. But I think his numbers are slightly inflated because he's not really playing the most difficult teams. Why is this like this? What is this? Oh, this isn't showing. Oh, National Football League. That's why. What the fuck is this? Hold on a damn minute. Hold on here. Hold on. No, I want go back. I'll go till 5:30. Titan Hugo. How about that? How about that? There we go. Game log. Here we go. So, yeah, I mean, he had some amazing games. You know what I mean? North Dakota State, 445 yards. Nebraska, 244. Colorado State, 310. Baylor, 340. UCF, 290. Hey, that's a big game. Kansas State, 388. Arizona, 250. Cincy, 323. Tech, 291. Utah, 340. Kansas, 268. Oak State was huge. 438, and then BYU 16-23, 208 yards. Not a great game for them. So let's see. One thing though that I wanted to look at. So you see, Dylan Gabriel had 3,800 yards, completed 73% of his passes, 30 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 164 QBR. Now, receiving wise, all conferences. Wait a minute. Yeah. So Travis Hunter was 5th in the nation receiving with 1,258. Miami had a top receiver. They were 13. They had one at 13. Who else was a big? Let's see. Syracuse, Ole Miss, and LSU. So Syracuse, nobody in the top 20. Nope. Ole Miss. Nope. Miami had a top 20 receiver. And LSU. LSU didn't have a top 20 receiver. So kind of gets back to what I was saying about, benefiting from Travis Hunter specifically. I mean, the dude had 15 touchdowns on his own. Oliver and Spencer into the chat. That's a great point. It's a great point, but they're also not going to have Travis Hunter next season. So they're going to be down a tremendous corner, a tremendous receiver, and an NFL caliber quarterback too, because he's an NFL caliber quarterback. I think you guys are taking what I'm saying and you're picking and choosing what you want to hear. And I think that might be part of the problem. Aaron, again, I said the man should have been drafted. I said the man belongs in the NFL draft, and he should have gone. I'm just saying I don't think he deserved to be a number 1 pick or a first-round pick necessarily. I think there were 32 guys in the NFL draft that were better than him that probably should have been taken. Do I think all the quarterbacks that went ahead of him should have gone ahead of him? Maybe not. But I'm just saying that if you subtract the Travis Hunter effect from Shedeur Sanders, and you, just like you would Mike Evans from Johnny Manziel, which was how I led this, and the comparison I made, it's the exact same reason I said I wouldn't draft Johnny Manziel at all. And I'm not saying that about Shedeur Sanders, because I think you guys know me well enough to know. I said it about Bronny. I said it about Johnny Manziel. And if I really and truly believed it about Shedeur Sanders, I would say it to you. You guys know me well enough. I'm not saying that. I'm saying he probably fell about where he needed to be, 4, 5, or 6. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. So, Hunter is also overrated. False. I just think he doesn't have an NFL ready body yet, but you can pack those on. You can pack that muscle on like that. But I think that he benefited. He benefited. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Wide receivers don't win Heismans. Right? Mike Evans wasn't going to win the Heisman. Johnny Manziel did. Think about that. Wide receivers don't win Heismans. I mean, dual threats and unicorns do. But it wasn't Shador that got the Heisman. It was Travis Hunter that did. And granted, he was a two-way player, and if he doesn't play corner, he probably doesn't get it. But do we really think Shador gets it? If Travis Hunter isn't a cornerback and a wide receiver, Shador in the beginning of the season was considered. Johnny beats Saban. Saban was at his peak. Or when Saban was at his peak. Yeah, and he had that. It was a scramble drill. Like I said, gosh, you guys got to stop picking and choosing what the fuck you want to hear. You guys are killing me. Why am I subjecting myself to go to 5:30 if you're just picking and choosing what you want to hear? What did I say, Flip? What did I say? I said he can scramble. He can fucking scramble. In college, what did he do? He scrambled and he threw the ball up to Mike Evans. How did he beat fucking Bama? It was scrambling. Remember the ball? He fumbled it around. He ran around. He fucking threw it to the back of the end zone. And it was all predicated on what? The scramble. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What the fuck is happening right now? Shit's flying everywhere. Nah, bro. We're not interested. Go away. But yeah, you guys gotta stop just like picking and choosing. CC, I was at that game. Hush. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm trying to be as judicious as possible about this. Hold on, what did I miss? Told Dallas, thank you for the 100 bits on tomorrow's show. I want to devote since time to Deion's other son. Just kidding. Hell no. I know these fucking solicitors. What the fuck is fan control football? That's the last league Johnny was in. Who fucking knows, bro? Who knows? Where did Lance have him in his mock draft? Good question. That's a really good question. Let's see. Lance Zierlein mock draft. Let's see. Air code. Lance had him in the first round, I think. Lance had him 24 to the Browns. Right team. Right team. Wrong round. The Browns have their eyes on Shador. They'd be wise to trade for him. Trade from 33rd overall, pick in the first round so they can secure the fifth-year option that would come with Sanders' rookie contract. It helps that Minnesota, which currently owns just 4 selections in the draft, needs more picks. So, yes. So he has them trading up to get Shador at 24 to secure a 5th-year option on his rookie deal. There you go. Mark, you missed the word substance. Substance control football. That's funny. That is too funny. Is that true they call the plays? That's interesting. I wonder, I don't think they have the grade yet for everybody. I would be interested to see, like, on average, where people had him ranked. Because, again, I want to really know why he failed. Like, what was the reason? I want to know. Why did he tumble? Because we all know he was up there. So what was it? Was it tape? Was it lack of tape? Was it dad? Was it the interview? Was it a rumor? Like, I want to know what it was. Because I know my opinion, and my opinion is he was a 4th through 6th rounder. But I'm also not an expert. But I also said that, you know, guys like Johnny aren't good. Trey Lance, no bueno. Old boy, that's the Justin Fields, no thanks. You know, I mean, that's just my opinions. That's kind of where, you know, I don't know, but you gotta at least see him play a little bit first. So we'll see. We'll see. All right. Playing without dad fit the first time. Johnny and T.O. played in the fan control league. T.O. was playing then? Oh, controlled substance. Oh. So at worst, he should have went in the second round. Possibly. It kind of depends. Oh, look, they have other, let's see. Who is this? This is Dan Parr of the NFL Network. Let's see if he has Shedeur in the first round. I mean, look, it's no surprise. I mean, it shouldn't be. Yeah, see, he doesn't have Shedeur in the first round. So Dan Parr doesn't have him on the draft board in the first round. But look, the reason we're talking about this is because it's a story. The expectations were not that he falls to 5. I'm telling you that the reason I think he fell to 5 is. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like, oh, he's a 5th rounder because, duh. I'm saying maybe the reason he fell is because his tape says, or people realize it's Hunter that bailed him out, or da-da-da. Like, again, the story is, why did he fall to 5? This is shocking. This is a surprise. And I don't know that, again, if we got to rehash the whole goddamn conversation, I don't think billionaires and guys whose jobs are on the line, like GMs and coaches, are passing on a Super Bowl caliber franchise quarterback because they think he's a diva. In a nutshell. I think there's something to be said for a skill set or lack thereof. You don't pass on Super Bowl caliber quarterbacks and franchise quarterbacks because you don't like their attitude. If they've got the skills to back it up or the skills to look past it, you go get them. I just don't think he has that. And that's my whole goddamn point. The whole point of this is that if Shedeur Sanders was the next Jalen Hurts, if you knew that, or you felt that, if he was the next Tom Brady, I don't give a fuck how many diamond watches he's got. If his dad was fucking Honey Boo Boo's mom, you'd take him. If you knew he was going to win you 3 Super Bowls or 1, you wouldn't fucking hesitate to pull that trigger. But if you look at his skill set and go, again, maybe the juice ain't worth the squeeze. Juice shock. Maybe the juice isn't worth the squeeze because of all the, I don't know. So that is my point. Stop picking and choosing what you want to hear. Okay? Fuck. I'm trying to see if anybody else has him in the first round on NFL Network. Somebody has him at 21 with the Steelers on the NFL.com. So, yeah, I mean, there's a couple. Again, it's a story. Him falling is a story. Him falling is a story. I think the prank call was horseshit. What an asshole. I don't know the whole story behind it. Am I muted? I'm not muted. Shut up. Not muted. I can see my little. You can see the little. I can see the little green bars going up and down. Not muted. I think the prank call was bullshit. Perry said dude's going to be Jimmy G at his best. If Shedeur Sanders is Jimmy Garoppolo, good for him. Good for him. I just don't know if he's going to be that either. I mean, honestly, because I just said the name, I could see him being like a Trey Lance kind of guy. I don't know. Yeah, I'm with you on that. That is such, I don't know the particulars. I know it was like some dude who was like saying he was from I don't know, did he say he was from the Saints or the Falcons? But he's like the son of the GM of the other team. It was the Falcons DC's son, and I think his dad should get fined or something. Yeah, you can't control what your son does like that. I mean, I don't think you fine your son. I don't mean, you can't fine him for that. I don't think you could do that. It was the Falcons' son who said he was with the Saints. It's fucking such a dickhead move. You want to talk about entitled? See, that's the thing that we don't hear that narrative, right? We got to listen to how potentially the narrative is that Shedeur's entitled. Well, where's the fucking narrative that this spoiled ass kid is on here doing these prank calls and thinking it's hilarious? Something needs to happen, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's not really a crime, I guess. And I'm with you on that too, Mark. He's only sorry he got caught. That's that frat daddy bullshit. Ooh. Now that I didn't know. Got the number from his dad's work iPad? Oh. Okay. That changes it. Yeah, if he got the number from his dad's work iPad, then there should be consequences and repercussions. Yeah. Yeah. That's horseshit. It really is. You can't just fuck with somebody, especially that, like Shedeur that's been enduring falling from the first round and everything he's going through. I can't, there's no justification for that. None. That kid needs an ass whooping. I mean, really. He needs an ass whooping. And I'm like, what else he got from his dad's iPad? Yeah, no shit, right? They call multiple players? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he could press charges, right? Maybe he could press like hacking charges or something on the kid. Teach him a good lesson. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I didn't know it was his dad's iPad. Because I was like, how did he get Shedeur's number? Maybe he knows him because of who his dad is or something. Because that's what I thought as I was thinking about that this morning. I was like, oh, maybe it was one of those. Because I didn't listen to the call, but I was like, maybe he was at the end. He was like, hey, I just got you. But he was just being a dick. A spoiled, entitled dick. Wow. I'm here for it. Press charges. Fuck him. Teach him a lesson. I'm not above it. They should. All right, tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow on the show. We didn't get to it today, but tomorrow on the show, it's not just a prank. Can't be going through iPads like that. 400 numbers. That's invasion of privacy shit. Tomorrow on the show, we're going to do two things. We're going to talk about the Rockets being down 3-1 to the Warriors, and we'll preview Game 5. But also, I have something I want you to think about between now and tomorrow's show. I have something I want you to think about between now and tomorrow's show. And I really want you to mull this over, all right? I really want you to mull this over. Look at me. Listen to me. Listen real close. Total Dallas, especially you. But listen close. If the Lakers lose, if they get bounced 4-1, if Luka and LeBron, who are down 3-1, was Nico right? We'll talk about it tomorrow. Ooh, can't wait. We're going to get into it about that shit. Yes. All right. In the meantime, good to be back. Yes, you have homework, PP Dubs. Look, I forgot to say, hold up. Speaking of PP Dubs, I'll be goddamned. Dubs, you the man, sir. While I was gone on Thursday, thank you for the Thankful Thursday, my friend. Damn it, I almost forgot to say thank you, but I appreciate you, brother. And thank you to Sylvia as well. Both of you guys sending in Thankful Thursdays while I was gone. I love you guys, man. Much appreciated. Y'all are the shit and the titties. All right. So, yes, you have homework. Think about that. If the Lakers get bounced 4-1, they win one game with the Luka LeBron tandem. Was Nico right after all? Peace, Perry. Much love, brother. Love you, Mark. TDP, I found the Saunders versus Ward vid on Discord. Oh, okay, cool. I will use that tomorrow. Can we get Dion on tomorrow? Yeah, I'll give him a shout. Love you, CC. Welcome back, boo-boo. The best girl. Whoa, what else he got from the Team NFL iPad? Yeah, exactly. High-rated draftees get new phones to prevent this. Shit, you would hope so. You would think, right? All right. Good to be back, folks. Good spirited debate today. See y'all tomorrow. Yeah? Let's do it again. No meetings tomorrow that I know of. So hopefully we'll get started at a decent hour. Okay? All right. In the meantime, do me 3 favors before I see you guys tomorrow. Be safe. Be kind. And most importantly, love each other. See you guys tomorrow, everybody. Bye. Kiss my entire ass, Perry. Shut up, cat. Got Perry yelling at me in the chat. I got Cat yelling at me over here. I got time for this shit. Love you too, buddy. And he's making a YouTube video!